Namaste everyone. Today we will talk about chapter 2. Why is it necessary to know about the creation? Myself is Dr. Sandeep Kumar Singh and I am the professor of physics and mathematics at K.K. Lakshmipati University in Jaipur. Okay, so here comes the motivation. So the humans from the ancient times has always tried to gain knowledge about the universe. Whenever you see the universe, sky in the night, you saw a lot of stars, galaxies, and these questions arises in your mind: how this universe is created, how this star formation happens, how this planet, why the Earth is rotating around the sun, why the life has taken place on Earth, and why we came here, what is the purpose of this life, and how this many like proton, neutron, why it is created and how it is created, waves, emotions, anger, empathy, kindness. So there are a lot of questions, and the final question is that is it really important to know about this universe? Cannot we live peacefully without knowing this universe? We see in our surrounding that people are living. They don't. If we ask how this universe is made of, how stars formed, and they don't care. It is really necessary to know about this universe. So we will try to find the answer of this question. We will discuss about the root cause, mool karan of this creation. As Harshi Dayanand Saraswati writes, this universe is the intelligent and rational interaction of different substances leading to various forms is called as Srishti or creation. So in this universe, different particles are interacting with each other in a very intelligent and rational, means tark sangat. They are following some rule, universal law. And then they are making other materials like planet, sun, stars, iron, aluminium, and other substances. So what this conclusion leads to, so this definition leads to 2 points. So the material formed by nature can be used by humans. And if we know about that material, the scientific knowledge of that material, then we can utilize that material to make different products. Then we can make our life very easier. And the other thing comes from this definition that universe has created from the substance we called Prakriti. We will talk about that substance in the future classes, which is eternal and infinite. Eternal means in Hindi anadi. So what it really English meaning that it can never be created nor gets destroyed. It always exists. So two things are anadi. You have to remember that one is Prakriti, the root cause of all this material world, and another is Brahma, that is consciousness. As it has been said by our great Vedic scientist Yogeshwar Sri Krishna in Gita, that na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. In Gita, 2nd chapter, 16 phrases. What it means? The non-existence never exists and existence never gets destroyed. This implies that there is nothing that can be created out of zero, and object that exists can never be completely destroyed. So, so the modern scientists say in the Big Bang that this universe created from a one point. So means everything is created from the zero, from the nothing. But from our Vedas, from our Shastras, that we already know from our ancient Rishi Muni, they told that you cannot create something from nothing. To create something, you need something. Okay. So to create this universe, this is you cannot create from zero or from nothing, but you need some other material. What in our Vedas we call that material as a Prakriti. Okay. So the other topic now, the universe and intelligent creation. So this universe is not just created by some random selection. Some particle interacted with the planet Earth is created, and some sun is created, and some and there is many combination, many reaction happens, and one reaction hit, and then nuclear fusion is started. No. This is not true. So this universe is created by a specific combination of various subtle particles. Subtle means Sukshma. Here the word specific implies that the combination is not a random combination, but is an intelligent, knowledgeable, and proper combination. So this word is created by some intelligent Chetan Tat means consciousness, and all the reaction is happening here. So it has some intelligently. All this reaction is taking place intelligently. They have some purpose. If something is happening randomly, but behind that random process, there is some deterministic or some intelligent processes going on, but we are not able to see that process because of our limited attitude. So I will now clarify what is this universe is intelligently driven. So in modern science, we say that thing is like a universe is fine-tuned. So in physics, we studied various physical parameters, various constant like electron has some charge 1.6 multiplied into minus 19 Coulomb. This is force constant and Planck constant. We will talk about this force constant. So F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. This is famous Newton's law. It is working between two heavy mass like sun or earth, where G has value 6.674 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 11. Okay, so this constant G is fixed in this universe. If we increase this force, this G by some value, okay, then because of this increased gravitational force, the Earth will come closer to the sun. If G prime is the new force constant, which is greater than G, then the Earth will be come closer to the sun, and then the Earth will, because of hot temperature of sun, the Earth will also get hot, and then we are not able to live on this Earth. Okay. Also, the Earth is tilted on their axis by 23 degrees. Because of this tiltness, this weather pattern happens. This winter comes, sun comes, summer comes, rainy season comes. In the mountain, in the winter, we have ice, snowfall, ice, and when the summer comes, it melted, and then it converted to water, and from the rivers, it goes to the sea. In this way, the life happens near to the rivers. Ancient civilization like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and other civilization emerge in the Egypt also. So this is the process. If this weather is not changing, then lot of bad thing will happen. We don't have water supply, constant water supply from the mountains. If this Earth is rotating at 90 degrees, then this weather pattern will not be there. And if we talk about in cosmology in space, if we reduce the force constant, then there is a dust in the space which is making the planet. Then if the force constant is weakened, and then the current force constant, then they will never make any planet, and they will never attract to each other, and they will never able to make any planet. If the force constant is greater than the current force constant, then if we talk about the sun, then this, because of attraction force, because of gravitational force, and the particles will attract each other too much. With that, gravitational force will be greater than the pressure created by the sun. So this sun will collapse. It will squeeze inside. So this sun will collapse and it will destroy. So that's why I am saying that this constant like G is equal to 6.674 10 to the minus 11. This is fine tuned in this universe. You cannot change this constant. Okay, we'll talk about other constant like electromagnetic constant. We know the from the Coulomb's law, F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 upon R square, or K Q1 Q2 upon R square, where K is the electromagnetic constant. So if we change it, for example, this is also constant in this universe. Okay, for example, we change it. We assume that nu K prime is the weaker. So this is the nucleus, and the electron is moving around the nucleus. If the new force constant is weaker, then the electron will shift it in outward direction, and the atom size will increase. But this electron and this nucleus interaction is creating the covalent bond. So this, not covalent bond, but bond. So the bond strength is determined by this nucleus and electron interaction. If it will be far away or atom will be large, then chemistry of all substance will change. So what we are doing chemistry today, that will be not true. We have to, the new rule will come, a bond will become weakened, and we have to make new rules, and we have to find new rules. Also, if we talk about this electromagnetic constant in sun, then if this electromagnetic constant is less than the standard electromagnetic constant, then this is like Coulomb barrier. And if two hydrogen atoms interacting, they can easily cross this Coulomb barrier and will come in the strong force region. And then this fusion reaction will be very fast. It will be very easy to fuse this, to cross this Coulomb barrier for this hydrogen atom, and it will speed up the fusion reaction, and then sun will burn very fast. If this force constant is greater than the standard force constant, then this Coulomb barrier is high, and this two hydrogen atom will never able to cross this potential barrier and to reach in strong force region. That what it really means, that the fusion will never happen, and there will be no sun. No fusion, no sun. So in this way, we see that there is a lot of constants, like fine, this hyper fine constant, and nuclear strong force constant is there. Strong force, we just very little bit that parameter, then and this proton neutron will decompose, and there will be no existence of nucleus. So in this universe, everything is very fine tuned. Everything is intelligently driven. So somebody is there, a very intelligent, super intelligent, who is controlling and who fix this parameter to make life in this universe and to work properly everything in this universe. This is the meaning of intelligence. So this is the view of famous American scientist Richard B. Feynman. And what he told that the God is playing the chess, and God is playing around this world, and we are just observing that game. For example, there is a game chess, Satranj, and God is playing that. But we are just watching the game, and the rules of this universe is made by God. But after we are watching from since a long time, then we can catch some rule, and then we say that is we discovered. But this is not discovery. We didn't discover. We just find out. We just catch some rules. And there are many rules we are not able to catch. Why it is? Because they are too complicated or our minds are limited. So there is another point that there is nothing uncertain in the universe. So in your 12th level, you have studied according to the famous German scientist Heisenberg. There is some rule, Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The momentum and the position of the moving particle cannot be measured together with absolute precision at a given point and at the given time. I will explain this rule. So what is the Heisenberg rule? So you studied this and in your 12th, delta x dot delta p is greater than equal to h upon 4 pi, where h is the Planck constant. So in the classical physics, where the particle have all, the matter means the substance have only particle nature. They are particle, like this is a cricket bat and this is the ball. When the ball hit the bat, then we can measure the position of the bat or ball and then momentum for bat or ball both together. So there in classical physics is not a problem, but when we go at the atomic level, at the electron proton level, at the then the classical physics fails and quantum mechanics play important role. And there this matters behave like a particle or a wave. So in the wave nature, when the electron behave like a wave, and then we cannot measure simultaneously and the position and the momentum. If we have some uncertainty in the position less, then there is a high uncertainty in the momentum. So what this law tells that it is an intrinsic property of matter, nothing related to error of experiment. You may say that we are doing some error in the experiment. No. This is the intrinsic property, means this is a natural, it has the property of material. So what it really means that Heisenberg uncertainty principle say that the world is a probabilistic in nature. We have probability. Probability find the various law, and there is no deterministic. So the world has probability view. Everything is probability. But Vedic physics say because you are doing experiment, you are bound to the experimental limit. In Vedic physics, we are going beyond quark. After that, after quark, what we have? We have space, then manas tattva, and then fundamental prakriti and consciousness. And this thing is not bound by experimental limit because our ancient sages and seers, Rishi Muni, find all this thing by in deep meditative state. So we went there by mind wave, or we just go down with from the quark one level go down. We gave this Vedic Rasmi theory that is like a vibration. So we come down one more level from the current modern physics level, and we found that their world is deterministic in nature. Up to now, the modern science cannot go up to this vibration like Rasmi, Vedic Rasmi theory, like Om, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, all these vibrations. We will talk about this thing. And so they are bound. So they are saying this is like probability, but we reached beyond that limit quark level, and then we say this is the deterministic. Everything is not probability. We have this vibrations, various waves. Okay, so this is this thing, and that That's why we are saying that in the Vedic theory, there is nothing uncertain in the universe. Every particle, or even at the electron proton level or beyond that, have certain path and velocity. We don't have uncertainty in velocity and position. And Albert Einstein also agreed that there is some randomness, or this. He was also not agree with this probability view, but other scientists like Feynman and this Schrodinger, Bohr, and they are very supportive of this probability. So he told that randomness is a reflection of our ignorance of some fundamental property of reality. So if we are seeing some random thing happening, then we are not able to see what is going behind that interaction. Okay, some deterministic interaction is going on, but we are not able to see. That's why we are thinking, okay, this is some chaos or some random thing happening. So the next topic comes the scope of Srishti Vigyan. We already discussed in our previous class that in Srishti Vigyan or cosmology, we include solar physics, plasma physics, astronomical physics, astronomy, quantum field theory, and string theory. Also, we say that cosmology cannot be visualized without particle, atomic, and nuclear physics. Science behind heat, light, electricity, and magnetism are also essential to explain the cosmology. And so all these sciences are a part of Srishti Vigyan. We will also talk about the history of Srishti Vigyan now. So there have been extensive deliberation on the reality and science behind the nature in ancient Vedic texts, including Vedas, Manusmriti, various Brahman Granth, and Mahabharata, Sutra text, and Upanishads. So from our this Veda, Brahman Granth, Darshan Shastra, from the beginning we are talking about this about reality and the science behind is happening in this universe behind this universe. But the modern science arises from the beginning of Galileo and Copernicus. And the latest modern cosmology begin with the British scientist Isaac Newton. He discovered the gravitational law, F is equal to gm and m2 upon r square. And after that, many revolutionary invention and discovery happens in modern science until Albert Einstein. And we also say, we agree that scientists across the globe are doing very hard work day and night, but they are not agree some basic theory, one theory. Even then, any universal accepted theory could not be established. Instead, many opposing beliefs are framed as theories, and it is quite surprising that their scientists confront other theory while providing experiment results, mathematical calculation, and evidence to prove their respective. So they are not agree on one theory. They are proving all the scientists from different countries, different region came with their own theory, and they are trying to prove their theory is correct by giving different experimental result, mathematical calculation, and trying to giving incorrect and trying to confront opposing the other theory. So even after a lot of effort and spending a lot of money, scientists have not been able to discover many secrets of the origin of the universe and the mysteries, as our own rishis has known, were slowly lost. So they are doing a very hard work. Modern scientists doing very hard work. We are agree on that. But what they are doing, they are emerging. Many theories are emerging, and the scientists are opposing other view. They are trying to correct their theory by giving various proof like experimental mathematical calculation. But so still a lot of secrets of the universe has to be discovered. But we didn't care about the knowledge of our rishis, Vedic rishis, and that knowledge has slowly lost. And today we have all this Vedas and Brahmana Granth and Mahabharata, or the Vedic text, but nobody is here to explain all those books. So now we come to the final question: why understand creation? So the thing is happening. We find we questions in the beginning. Can't human be happy without knowing it? Knowing it? The answer is yes. We will definitely not be able to live happily without knowing this Srishti Vigyan. The more we know the creation, the happier we become, and this will not be external happiness, but our mind, body, and soul will be happy and can ensure well-being of all the creatures. So this is not okay. Like modern science, we are just going for atheism and luxury lifestyle, Bhautikatavadi. We are not taking care of animals and Mother Earth. When we study Srishti Vigyan, we will not happy by earning good money, but also from our mind and soul will also be happy. And we will take care of other creatures, like other animals and this planet Mother Earth also. And the more we know about our body, plants, earth, air, water, sun, moon, electricity, magnetism, heat, energy, and then we will take more advantage of the materials. And then we will make our life more smooth. Remember, we are destroying our health and the environment due to inventions from half-baked knowledge of our, from the modern physics. We are not have a deep this knowledge of that material as it told. So we have half knowledge of that material, but we are making some invention, like we created polythene, but now polythene is destroying our planet Earth. Okay, or we take another example. If some you bought some car and but you don't know how to drive, then you will make some accident. Okay, and then so this is happening same way in this world. In today's world, which is considered to be high-tech, has no technology that is harmless. There is no allopathic medicine which has no side effect. On the contrary, the technique developed on the basis of theoretical physics in Vedic age has no harmful effect. So this is any technology like nuclear technology. When you can use as a atom bomb or you can make electricity. So every technology has some side effects. Like mobile phone, you can talk easily with your loved one, with your relatives, your family members, but it has also radiation problem. You are going to addicted when you are using a lot of mobile phone. It is affecting your sleep and mental disorder is great. So every technology has some bad impact, but when in ancient time, that technology don't have bad impact. Like you have clay pots, it cannot harm. When you throw and it will again reach to the mud and mitti, they will again go. And they have the vessel of kansa, pital. So that was in ancient time. So the Rishi Muni was thinking in the future also. After 10 years, what will happen with this material? After 20 years, after 100 years, after 1,000 years, what will happen with this material? Then only they are making that material, some product from that material. So, shouldn't we deliberate why it is so? This is the question. It is because we are in want of ease and convenience, don't focus on in-depth knowledge of the material science, instead focus on the technical innovation. We immediately want to make, okay, we know something little bit about some material property and then immediately want to product and launch in the market to earn money. Secondly, we have considered nature as a self-made entity from the interaction of material particles. We have forgotten the one conscious entity who creates and control all these and other conscious entity which resides in our bodies and enjoy the universe. So the modern scientists like Stephen Hawking, and then they think there is no God and everything is happening randomly. So they reject the concept of God. So they think we are the supreme. We are the supreme. And they forget there is one Parampita Parameshwar Paramatma. There is some Jivatma inside every creatures, human beings and animals. And we are enjoying this universe from the inside. And the modern scientists focus only on non-living materials and try to write the future of the humans. Therefore, harms are bound to happen. Just imagine how a person would behave if he forget his family member, mother, father, brother, sister, wife, and children, and consider himself as a supreme and claim entire property. Can he remain happy by troubling others? The situation of man is same today. Human today consider himself to be supreme consumer of universe and want to use the entire world, hence struggle has increased. So we are thinking that we are the supreme, this universe is made for only humans, and then we are not taking care. We are killing the animals, we are eating those animals, and we are destroying the Mother Earth also. And that's why the struggle between humans and animals has increased, or Mother Earth has increased. That's why this cyclone and this various disease like corona from the animals is coming. Many animals are becoming extinct. Feeling of love, compassion, kindness are absent. So in today's world, you see in our family also, or in our society, brothers also, sister, and siblings also, the feeling of love, compassion, kindness. We don't have this now, these emotions in the society. So therefore, knowing the universe is entirely and conducting accordingly will make human happy and also can make other creatures. So once we know this Srishti Vigyan correctly, then we will work under the guidance of consciousness, and we will live with harmonious with nature and with other animals. In this way, we will also happy and make this world and this universe also happy for all the creatures. Namaste. Thank you.